Hey guys, welcome back to my messy office, my messy desk anyway. This is actually out in the library. This is like the circulation desk, but it's where I pretty much sit. Today, I want to show you guys how I make a 9 weeks kind of like quarterly report that I now send to every faculty member, not just the admin, which I used to do. Now I send it to everybody so that they know what is going on in the library and that we actually, we do a lot of stuff around here. Okay, so in the past, I have just used Canva. I have a Canva just template that I use when I will show you, you'll see it, it's on the newsletter I have now anyway. But instead of just using Canva this time, because I try to just do it in one page so that, teachers don't have to read as much stuff to see what's going on in the library, just to get quick, literally like an infographic with statistics. Here's what's going on. Here's how many books are getting checked out. Here's how many classes are coming to the library. Here's the popular books. And then at the very end of the little Canva document, I would just put just a little bit of information about things that were going on that 9 weeks, but I felt like I just couldn't get enough on one sheet. So I just switched over to S'more. So let me show you the beginning of it. So I'll kind of move over here and I'll put this in the picture. So this is S'more. I started using this until just last week. I did not realize that you only get like 3 free ones and then you have to pay for it. So I don't know if I'm going to or not. I mean, I'll do my 3 free ones and see if I like it enough or if I can find another service that just does this the same. But it's literally, it's for making newsletters. That's what S'more is. So this is the one I decided to last year to call it Library Lowdown. And you can see I just have a little note to the staff. Hello staff, this is a newsletter that highlights what's going on. Like I said, I used to just send this to admin, and I think I sent the yearly report to all staff maybe, I can't remember, but I thought why not show everybody what I'm doing so that if anybody else is like, oh, I'd love for you to do that with my class, or that gives me an idea for blank, I just think being transparent is very helpful, of course, in our job nowadays. There are a lot of schools that are going down to like a half-time librarian or a 0.2 librarian that has to go to like 5 different schools in their elementary, schools or whatever. So I just think that showing them that our value is very, very important in times like these. Obviously, my school, thank goodness, my whole district values librarians a lot, which is great. Okay, so this is I'm gonna scroll down here, my library snapshot. This is what I use. This is what I do on Canva. I just use a template that James Allen from the Kentucky Department of Education, he's kind of like the library lead in our state in Kentucky. He is amazing. Hi, James. Maybe you're watching this. Maybe you watch some of my videos. I don't know. This is, I think, something that he had made, and so I can link the template for it down below. And you can adjust it. But used to, on the very bottom section where it says top genres, right there I didn't have that. I would just have other things going on in the library in tiny little font, and I just couldn't fit everything going on there, and I felt like I wasn't doing it justice. And I also wanted to include pictures, but I couldn't include pictures on this one infographic, so I would just send them separately in the body of the email out to staff, and it just didn't look very formal, but this just looks so fancy and professional being a newsletter. So I got this idea, by the way. I found out about S'more from our district technology coordinator at our central office. She now sends monthly emails with like tech info. She calls it Bits and Bytes, spelled like B-Y-T-E, Bytes. And she puts, she does a S'more email newsletter like this with just tech info to all of our staff at all of our schools. So I just put the, how many new books we got. And you can look all this up on Follett. I don't have time to go through and show you all that today, but if you are interested, if you're a new librarian and you want to know about how to find these stats on Follett, I can show you, like Destiny, but like back office stuff. Of course, we use Destiny. I know there's other things, other services out there that do that. I do how many books were checked out. I do how many English classes visited. I do the reasons they visit the library, which I get that, which is really small right here, but if you zoom in, you can see it. I do that from Library Track, which is the system we use for library sign-in. I have a whole other video about that I can also link down below if I remember to link it. Editing Megan, don't forget to link that video. And you can pull all the reasons that they say they signed in. Like I have a drop-down menu and they pick the reason. I do the number of walk-in students, and then I did this time, for the first time, I did the top genres, and you can see that by far it's graphic novels, which is technically not a genre, it's a format, but because there's, fantasy graphic novels, romance graphic novels. Okay, so scrolling down, then I have upcoming events. I thought, okay, I need to let people know what's going on, and this time it's the book fair. So that's my big fall reading event, and then the spring I do Read-a-Palooza, which I have videos about, and really there's not gonna be too many other big things. I really need to put information, but see, I can't go back and change it. Nobody else is gonna really look at it again until I send it out the next time. So I really have to be thinking ahead, I guess. I can't go back and like edit it. I mean, I can, you can edit this, but nobody's gonna look at it again, after I've emailed them this link to get here. So it's just a little bit of information about the book fair, when it is, who's hosting it. It's a little different this year. Then I scroll down and I put, now it looks different on this one because I took pictures of it on my phone. These are the screenshots from the newsletter on my phone. But if you just go to the website, it has a place for like 3 rows of books at a time, or at least the little template I used did. So I just did the top 6 books because it fit better than 5, because it's 3, you know, 3 in a row. So just 3 in one row and then 3 in the next row. So I just did the top 6 books in our library and put them here. Online you can actually click each one to make it bigger. Like there's a little button beside of it on the actual, you know, website here. You can click each one and make them bigger. So that's nice. Then I have library happenings, and this is what I used to put at the bottom of my little Canva infographic, but none of this would fit and I couldn't use it in whole sentences, and there would sometimes be a lot more stuff that I want to show that's going on, but I don't want to do too much, obviously, because then nobody would read it. I mean, people have limited time. We're like sending it to teachers, you know, who only have one planning period. It's not like they can spend forever looking at what's going on in the library. I just hope it might give them some ideas of how they could work with us or whatever, see what's going on, or things that they can promote to their own students. So library happenings here, I mean, I just tried to put like basically stuff I'm doing, stuff kids are doing. Like number 8, purchased our first bookbinding machine. Please let me know if you have any books that are falling apart. We may be able to repair them. Got the 3D printer up and running, sort of. More info to come soon, which there will be. I'll be sending them info soon about possibly 3D printing stuff and how that was all going to work. Yeah, so that is that. And then I scroll down and then I have take a look. Now I'm not going to show you every picture on the take a look section because they have student pictures in them. And I don't know if these students have been approved to be published outside the school, but the good thing is this S'more newsletter is only linked. It's like private except to people that I share it with. So not everybody can just go on here and read it. I just tried to put little captions, which is also nice. I was able to put captions under each one, just putting what they were. And the same thing where you can click each one of these and make the picture a lot bigger because some of them are kind of tiny. But yeah, you can click each one, make it bigger. I don't know why I'm doing that. You can't see me doing that over here, but I am. You can just see some cool stuff. So I'm just scrolling down. Here you go. I'm just showing you pictures. There you go. And then at the very bottom, I have the check us out online. So here is just some ways to find me. I thought that would be a handy little section. Definitely didn't have that in my infographic before. I did block out the library Google Classroom code because no offense, I don't want everybody on the internet joining my library Google Classroom. I put the website. Because I thought, you know, other teachers might want to join the library Google Classroom. It doesn't just have to be students. Like teachers might want to know what new books we have in or what library programs are going on or contests or whatever. Obviously, I shamelessly plug my YouTube channel everywhere I go. There's a link to it in here and they can just click it. The website's also a link so they can click it. And I don't know much about S'more yet, but I see there are choices on my screen that say like I can copy this link, I can put it on Facebook, I can print it, you can embed it in things, you can put it on Pinterest, I don't know, embed for website or blog. Oh, so I could embed this on the school library website. Now, before I could do that though, I'd have to see if the pictures, like the people in the pictures are allowed to be published online, because we have some kids that have like a do not publish form on their accounts. So I could just take off the ones with student pictures, or I could just black out their faces, you know, before I did that. So that is my newsletter in a nutshell. It has definitely gotten better than when I just did that one infographic, although I don't know, maybe the teachers would be more likely to read the infographic because it is so tiny. Like they just didn't get much information though. So maybe I need to ask teachers, like, do you all prefer more information like this, or is this too much and you don't care? You don't have time to read it anyway? Because if I have to pay for this service, I want people to see it. You can see the analytics on here. So view analytics. Now I just did 2 just now. So really I had 20 views and I think one of them was me. So like I had 19 views. I don't know how many people normally read my emails. You know, when I send out the little newsletter, I don't know if it's more or less than 20 or 19, but I mean, I have about 60 certified staff members in the district. I think I only sent it to certified staff. So there's about 60 in my school, and so like 20 of them. So I mean, a third of them looked at the library newsletter. I don't know. I feel like maybe that's good. I'm not really sure, but maybe I can find a way to make it more interesting and make it better. Like, hey, if you read the newsletter, it'll have something in it that if you send me the, maybe part of the newsletter says, hey, so I know that you read the newsletter, so email me like a certain emoji of a newspaper, and if you do that, then you're entered to win a prize drawing, and the prize is like something really good. Like I will come cover your class for one period, like during your, or you know, whatever, let you leave early. Something crazy like that, or you can come and get a 3D printed bookmark, or you can have some coffee, tea, or hot chocolate from our Keurig. I don't know, maybe I could come up with, or let them spin the prize wheel. Everybody always wants to spin the prize wheel, so maybe the teachers could even do that too. I don't know, I'll think about it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you again soon.